day 2 of the plague.
I was wondering how you're going to do this.
Francis Maxwell still here, still breathing, but not clearly, as you can tell with my... I sound like I'm talking through a tin can.
Same
Jason,
here.
Still, we're both really struggling.
The audience can't even hear me when I'm healthy.
I know. It must be very... Turn up the volume. But we're going to power through because that's what we're here to do. And we will rhyme and rhyme and rhyme on time. Aubameyang, this is not something that's just clickbaity. This actually has some substance. I believe many articles, I'm not going to include The Sun because they're one of them, but they're touting that Aubameyang could be moving to China. Now, I doubt it, but the amount of money that they're willing to throw at Aubameyang makes me think, after what we just seen with Witzel, the 27-year-old Belgian talented individual moving there because he was blunt and he just said, you know what, I need to support my family. Aubameyang's making some good money at Dortmund, but we know that they don't spend as much as other teams. That's why the likes of Lewandowski and Götze, despite him being back there, moved away from Dortmund because they don't have the same amount of funds. So I'm not saying that Aubameyang's begging for change. I'm saying that he's got some money, but the amount of money, Jason, that they are willing to offer him is unbelievable. They're going to break the bank for the transfer fee.
Club name?
Shanghai.
Club boss?
Andres Villas-Boas. So this is not a team that's just randomly selecting players. They already have Hulk. They already have Oscar.
That's where Hulk went.
Yes, and they have Andres Villas-Boas, a talented coach, who, as you know, from Porto, Tottenham, Chelsea. And it's not like this was something that was just new to this team. They had Sven-Göran Eriksson before that. So they have been trying to build themselves as a decent outfit with good coaching staff, with good players. And if they add an in-form, peak Aubameyang, it's a game changer. They're no longer a team that's just buying up players just because they can spend the money, but they're taking players that other teams would kill for. Real Madrid, Chelsea, Manchester City, United, they would want him.
They're taking his lunch.
Taking
like
away.
Steve Smith in the NFL used to say, I'm going to take your applesauce, take your sandwich.
Applesauce?
I'm going to take your juice box, I'm going to take your spork and leave you with an empty lunch.
Who's been left with the empty lunch? Dortmund?
Dortmund.
Yeah, they would be.
I mean, you're talking about losing your
star striker,
your cornerstone striker on that team. The reason, or I can't say the reason, but part of the reason that you have a chance at Champions League, part of the reason you have a chance at trophies.
Yep.
I imagine what Dortmund could do with that amount of money. It's two ways, right? They would get some of that, wouldn't they?
125 million is what they're willing to spend to get him there.
Well, here's like the Instagram post because, I don't know, I thought it was just really cool.
Oh, it's an interesting picture.
Yeah, it's a nice picture. He's been linked for 150 million pounds to the Chinese Super League, to Shanghai. And then secondly, Squawk of Football, there's only one player in Bundesliga who had a better goal-scoring mark in 2016, and that was Robert Lewandowski. Remember when he scored 5 in like 73 seconds?
Yes, sir. We talked about other players, like Jackson Martinez was another one that was surprising because he left.
This is a tier above.
Yeah, this is a tier above. He left when he hadn't reached that level of potential that everyone thought he could. He was great at Porto, didn't hit the heights at Atletico, and he went to the Chinese Super League. Witzel is another player, or however you pronounce it, Belgian star, 27 years of age. I don't think he reached his potential yet. He could still do.
How old's Aubameyang?
But he went. Aubameyang's late 20s, and I think he's in his prime at the moment.
Now,
and I would expect
peak
a Real Madrid move to be something that would be on his radar.
And why do you say that?
Because Real Madrid just are looking for a player like that.
There's another reason.
He likes Real Madrid?
He promised his grandfather that he would play for Real Madrid, that he would don that shirt, and it's something to do with that. He grew up being a Real Madrid fan, I think probably blown away by, I'm sure, the talent that they had.
Stardom.
At that point, also, I can imagine why you'd want to play with Real Madrid right now. I don't know. Zidane's a great manager.
What a team that would
Better
be.
chance of winning Champions League. Pretty much every year you'll be going home with silverware or goldware. Are any of the trophies gold?
Not that the World Cup.
The World Cup's gold?
Yeah, but he's not going to win that with Real Madrid.
He could.
He's not going to win it with his nomination.
Yeah, but he can win it with China. They give him citizenship.
It's just, I still doubt it. I mean, it's not eating my shoe worthy of doubt.
Oh.
But it's still to the point where I'm thinking, I don't see it happening, but it is just, it's alarming that these teams are willing to spend this amount of money, and they're going to take players not just as a retirement figure, like Oscar still had plenty to give.
Hulk has something
Young
to give.
Lad, Hulk as well, another player. So they're going to look to these players that maybe had the potential to be great, and they're going to try and take them away. And maybe they return them to greatness. Who knows what's going to happen? But they're going to compete right there with the MLS. But they've got more money, and they've got this level of attraction that seems to be
Don't they have no
further than MLS.
compete with the MLS? Doesn't the Chinese Super League, correct me if I'm wrong here, have a relegation system?
No, they have a decent system in place. It's just
Again,
from these players are taken from European football. It's a big difference. Like Hulk playing at Zenit St. Petersburg, Oscar playing at Chelsea, Premier League winner. It's a different way of life, but I'm not going to sit here and criticise players for doing it. And that's why I really appreciated what the Belgian international who just left said. He's like, I could not turn down that amount of money. That's it. Like that was just for my family, for the support system.
I've said it for many years. Everyone has their price.
Yeah.
Every single person has their price. If you don't think that you can get Ronaldo to move to the Chinese Super League, if you were to pay him, and I know this is a hypothetical and not true, but if you were to pay Ronaldo £1 billion per week, he would be moving to the Chinese Super League. And I say that because everybody has their price. No, he's not going to ever get, that's impossible. They'd have to probably take out loans from other governments to pay the man.
Sure, you could sway Trump around it.
It's just the point being that everyone has their price. 150 million pounds, maybe that's not it. What if it's 200 million?
Well, we talked about it off camera, Jason. If they came in with a grand offer of 100,000, I believe you said you would go for.
I said
take TYT Sports to China.
I'd go for $75,000.
We'll move to China and we will cover the Chinese Super League in all its glory.
I'm going
follow
to play.
Aubameyang. You're going to play?
I'm going to play in China.
It's not that bad.
No, not at all.
And that's why I think you won't play.
I will play.
You will not play.
I will be a great reserve.
I could maybe make a reserve team.
My ass. You've
seen
me in goal. You've seen me. We're not going to make it through this week.
Make sure to come back
This
for
is
day
it.
3 of the plague.
This is the end of TYD Sports. We're not going to make it to Sunday.
What's
it was
next?
great doing this.
Day 3 of the plague's what? Is it like?
I don't know. I'll leave you with this. There was the Instagram account that said everyone talking about how 2016 was such a rough year, maybe the worst year ever. I think 1665 was a worse year, the year of the bubonic plague.